Right. Oh gosh. I pressed the button. Did that make it so that I can see it on my Twitter? Doesn't look like it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out how to actually stream things, because I've got my... oh, there it is! Did that make it so now the problem is, it's off to one side, and I can't seem to do anything about that, because I don't know what I'm doing. So now... Okay, so hello to anyone who's whoever sees this. What I'm trying to do at the moment is figure out how to do streams, and I don't know how. So now what I have to do is figure out how to make this be watchable. So I've got to title this broadcast. First time settling up. Playing The Settlers. Okay. Update. Error updating broadcast. Oh dear. Is there an error updating the broadcast? Why would that be? Doesn't say why. Maybe I have to choose a language. Update. Changes saved! Okay. And then there's an editing bit. And an activity bit. Maybe this is live. Maybe if I go there to my page, I will see myself playing this. That would be interesting. Oh, it looks like that might be the case. Oh gosh! Go there to my page. I will see myself playing this. Oh golly! Right, okay, so now I suppose what I do is I tell some people that I'm doing this. Right, yes, this is very interesting, isn't it? It's going to be more interesting later, maybe. Right, okay, there we go. That was me typing to some people to say that this exists. Oh dear. Oh, maybe I should put it on Twitter. I don't really want to put it on Twitter because I've only just told people that my friend Fuzzy Freaks is currently twitching as well. But she's always twitching. Oh dear, I'm trying out Twitch streaming. Oh dear. Help. There we go. Note, this will not be as the previous Twitch link, as I literally don't know what I'm doing, or if it's even broadcasting. Felt that a few times there. Right. So, oh, there's Rich. Hello, Fafus. So, Oh, there's a little thing there that says 2, and there's a little person next to it. Does that mean 2 people are watching? Yes! Oh dear! Right. Well, I'm going to play some Settlers then. I've always been going on about the Settlers, haven't I? And here it is. I've set up some Amigos. However, what I don't know is how to make it so that the Amigos are in the middle of your screen instead of off to one side, which is a bit of a pain, isn't it, to have to look at. Well, here they are. These are the Settlers. And aren't they sweet? There's no Settlers here, you may be thinking, and you'd be absolutely right, because I haven't made any yet, but this is where they're going to live, and I have to find a place suitable for them to live. It needs to be near a mountain, but that's too small. I don't know if there's any benefit to deserts, because I was never actually good at this. I just loved it and tinkered about with it. I never really knew what to do. So let's have a look on the map, see if there's like a proper full-size... I'm talking as if there's anyone watching except for 2 people I actually know off IRC. But, you know, there might be in the future, because this video might stay up. I might not delete it as some sort of record of me being a silly idiot. So, if what you want to see is the Settlers, that being this game, then you should not watch this and instead watch the inevitable better video about the Settlers that I do later. But if you want to see me flailing about and not knowing what's going on, then this is the video for you! So, I literally don't even know if it's broadcasting or what you're seeing or anything. Here are some rocks. I need some of those, and I need some mountain. And I need some water and trees. There's not many trees around here. Does that count as trees? Yeah, that's probably enough trees. And there's a little bit of water. So if I plop down about... can I have... how many stones have I got to begin with? I'll be explaining to anyone who doesn't know about this game what's going on in it later. But I kind of can't remember. I haven't played this since the 90s. Oh, dear! Nothing! Oh, of course, that's because I haven't made my castle yet, and we'll find out what resources I've got once I have. So I think I want to be quite close to the mountain. Let's put it somewhere around here. So now what I've got to do is I've got to find places where castles can go on this map. And I need to turn my mouse speed down a bit, because this is a lower resolution game. There was one. That'll do! Let's build it. Oh no, let's do a geological survey. Whoa, perfect! Perfect gold! Much iron, above average coal, and few stones. But there's quite a lot of... That's talking about what's in the mountain. There's quite a few stones on the floor. So let's try this then. And now, a very, very sweet and lovely thing is about to happen, and it's just the first of many sweet and lovely things. Watch this.
Yep.
Yep. And I've got a little castle! Oh, 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 I'm going to be queen. And but there's still no settlers, but they're all in the castle having a lovely time, boinging up and down on the beds like baldies, presumably. So now I get to look at what resources I've got. Oh, I can't remember what... I haven't played this since the 90s, what window it is. Oh, here we go. So I've got no trees, but I've got 20 planks. Oh, this isn't a very good haul at all. Oh dear, I must have started with very low resources. I thought that was a relatively recent cup of tea, but it wasn't. Oh dear, okay, well I've only got one of them, but okay, let's just plow ahead. This isn't a problem. I'm not trying to actually win this map or anything. Right, well I'm about to introduce you to the lovely little settlers. And what we need to start off with is some wood and some stones. And as you can see, we've got both of those, so let's put a little... I don't want to waste a castle space, but if I put something down immediately around it, I will. Can I put something... There, that was good. Let's have a little woodcutter's hut.
Yep.
Yep. That was nice. And now we have to connect it up with a path, and nothing will happen. But as soon as there is a path leading over to the castle,
yep,
look what happens then. Oh, there he is. Out comes a little fella. 2 little fellas. This one's got they've all got blue shirts, and this one's got a little yellow hat. Now this little blue shirt is a generic man. And this one is a leveler, I think they were called. Remember, this is all from memory, but I did used to play this a lot. But I used to play it a lot as a child, so I was more about poking about and looking at pretty things than playing the game and trying to win it on its own terms. So I don't know if what I'm doing is going to be right. But let's see. Look, he's brought him a little plank of wood, one of the ones that they had stored up in the castle there. There's some there. He's going to put it there for him. No, he's going to give it to him personally. Oh, that's nice. So now he's got some planks of wood, and he's going to use it to build a little house. Meanwhile, over here, we also are going to need a stone cutter.
Yep.
Now, you'll notice that because this is an old game... Oh, wait. Oh, I've got to connect this up. And now I get to pick. Shall I connect it up to there? Or shall I connect it to a summer's stonk? I could make a little flag there, you see, and I could expand out from that. So I might as well. And I don't remember ever quite getting to the point where I figured out whether it was useful or destructive to make a flag be there like that and stuff. So this is my first time doing any streaming, so I'm just going to leave them to build, and I'm going to sort of have a look what's going on over on the Twitch. And I don't know how people... Oh gosh, you've been saying quite a few things, and there's 12 of you. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hello everybody. Right, so now I have to figure out a way of seeing all these things at the same time, because one's a browser window, one's a game, and one is a little program thingy that's broadcasting. Now, first thing I need... Right, that's how I silence the microphone then. Well, there's Jadri. Hello, Jadri. Right, gosh. And so I'm going to just read the chat now. Oh, yes, I am using OBS. Thank you, barbecue turkeys. And it would have been Solvo, but I hadn't seen that you said it yet. Click edit scene and drag it. I'm just going to do that now. So if this screws everything up for you, then I don't care. Oh! Oh! Wiggly! Look at it go. How exciting. Oh, Jadri tells me I should just pop my chat out and just slap it down on the table somehow, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. Pop the chat out. Okay. Is there a button for that? No. Is that... Oh, that made it go away. Now I don't know where you are. Close the viewer list. Okay, there. View all rooms. No, I don't want to do that. You need 3 screens. Yeah, I know. I've got 2 screens. I'm trying to keep all of my non-game stuff on screen number 2, and the game on screen number 1. So that's that then. Well, look, back to the game. So anyway, you see this little red fella here? Well, he's moving into his house because he's a woodcutter. There we go. Now he lives there. Isn't that sweet? And he's going to come out any minute and start cutting down some wood. And we can find this out, I think, by clicking on his house with the right mouse button, holding it. This took me a while to remember how to do, because I have no memory of this, even having remembered it now. Sorry, not remembered it, having figured it out. I don't actually have a memory of this to draw from, but what I have to do is not click the house and then press something down here. You can't double-click the house. This was before the days of useful things like that in games like this. And I certainly shouldn't press that, because that burns his house down. That? What does that do? That just lets you build more houses. Doesn't matter that you clicked on his house. But what I can do is I can right-click, and while holding that down, left-click, and I get a little thing, and it says who's in the building. And it's just this bloke here. Look at him. There he is with his little red hat. Now, I don't know why he's not coming out and cutting down any tree. Here he comes. And here, in his purple hat, is the stone cutter, about to do the same thing. Now, they'll live their own lives at this point. Oh, I think he might be heading for this tree. No. Where's he going? Where's he going? Can you hear me, by the way? I've not been able to test my microphone or anything. But this is literally... There he goes. He's just chopping that tree down because it was in this fella's way. I'll tell you about that fella in a minute. I've got 13 people now. Oh, dear. What a responsibility. What a responsibility. So, now that there's a decent chunk of people, I'm just going to tell you what's going on here. This is one of my favourite games of all time ever, The Settlers. And now, I realise that if you've been watching since the beginning, or if you're watching this later, then you'll be going, but Dave, how can it be one of your favourite games ever? You just said you haven't played it since the 90s. I played my favourite game ever, like, this week. Well, what I mean by that is that even judging by the amount that I've loved any game ever since, I poured the most love into this. And it really, really, really made me think. It changed the way I looked at the world. And since then, I've been playing its sequels and things, and I've put loads and loads of time into those as well. I think probably Settlers 7 is probably the game I've put the most hours into in my, modern gaming era life. Probably all PC gaming ever. I've probably played the Settlers 7 the most. And there goes the little stonemason. Now, you've said there in the chat, hoey boy, that he's a stone cutter, and you're right there, in that every other Settlers game ever calls them stone cutters. But this one called them stonemasons, and so I've been unable ever to stop thinking them as thinking of them as stonemasons. So that's what they are to me. So, you may think that this is extremely small and tame, but in the time I've been rabbiting on to you, look what's been going on in my enemy's land. Oh dear, look at them. Look, they've got all sorts of stuff going on, so I need to pick up the pace a little bit, and this is just a taster of some of the loveliness that we're going to eventually see. Probably not in this playthrough, because I'm probably not going to keep it or play it for very much longer, but, you know. So, what I've got to do is I've got to just make the most of the resources I've got and keep my little village sort of ticking over while expanding, and I have to decide which way to expand, and usually the answer is towards the mountains. So I'm going to do that. First of all, let me check my resources, because they were not very, very good. Okay, I've got 16 of them and 7 of them. That'll do for now, and then the guys are currently working on making more. I won't be able to make any planks out of my wood until I've got a wood... What are they called? A plank maker place. What's that called? What's it called where they make planks out of bits of wood? Anyway, that. Anyway... But the other thing that we have to do is we have to expand. And the way to do that is to build a knight's hut. Oh yes, and I was going to say this earlier. You'll notice that I'm just going straight into the buildings thing and going, that one, that one, that one. Even though, because this is an old game, and a low resolution one at that, it doesn't tell me what the names of the places are. But I just remember them. That's a stonemason. That's a knight's hut. Woodcutter. Forester. He plants the little trees once we've cut down too many of them. That's a fisherman's hut. Don't get to use him very often. In fact, I can't remember if I ever used fisherman or not. Obviously, that's a windmill, and that's, I guess, the boatmaker's place for the fisherman. I really didn't do that side of things very often. Let's see if I can turn that around this time round. But I've made a little knight's hut. Oh, see, I'm double-clicking it, because in future settler games that are, you know, modern and a bit better in that, if you like, you can just double-click, and the path will start to build. And you don't even have to do all of this. You can just click on the destination, and it'll automatically fill in. Takes some of the fun out. Now... See these little flags? Oh, here comes the leveler. You need a leveler because the ground up here is... Look, it's at the foot of a mountain. It's a bit too sort of, I don't know, upsy-downsy. And so you can't build something flat on it. So he's just going to sort that out. And meanwhile, I'll talk about flags. So, I can make a little flag. You see this little fella here? He's on his way to the midpoint between that flag there and that flag there. If I put another flag down, he'll probably... Oh, he's going back a little bit. He's going to now be the guy in the midpoint between that flag and that flag. Is he? Yes. These are the carriers. And they are the lifeblood of our little economy. As you can see, this fella is going over to this flag, picking up a thing that's at this flag. He's taking it over to this flag. And what will happen then is that this guy, who will be stationed on this little stretch, he'll come over to this flag, pick the plank up, and take it over there. Until it eventually reaches the builder over here. Although, as I say... No, that's a builder, not a leveler. What colour are the levelers? Can't remember. I would do a joke about the band, of course, there, but I don't know enough about them. Like, anything. Like, who they are, what their names are, what songs they do. Or even if I'm correct in thinking there's a band called that. Right, hello everybody! So, this is the first time I've done any streaming, as you're well aware, and now I'm going to take a moment to go over here and look at what you've been saying in your little chatty box. Over here. Hello. Oh, hello, Cara. Oh, nice to see you. Okay. So, I'm just scrolling up and I'm going to look at everything there. Solvo is upset there that I didn't respond immediately to the question, are you using OBS? And wonders, do you know me, right? Well, possibly. But maybe not by the name Solvo. Or maybe I do know you by the name Solvo, but I'm more likely to remember somebody's avatar. That's the... I have this theory, you see, which is that I think that at conventions, any sort of nerd conventions, we should all go around wearing a kind of a badge of our Twitter avatars, or whatever thing we most spend time on the internet, because then we can recognise each other. Because I know people by avatar way more than I know them by name. What else? And then you guys told me how to do the thing. And then Favors told me that it's inevitable, not inevitable. Is that what I said? Oh dear. And then there's lots of people saying, hello, hello. And there's Crazy Legs Crane from the Pink Panther show. The first one, not the new Pink Panther show, which had the Aardvark 2. It's dropping a few frames, actually lots. Oh dear, that's a shame. I don't know what to do about that. I'm sure it is dropping frames, but I have no concept of what I'm doing. So I don't know if that's my fault or what. But I'm sure that as time goes by, I'll be able to sort that sort of thing out. Can you turn down the game sound a little and turn up the mic? That's a good question, Mythos Sama. I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, can I turn my microphone up? Don't know. Oh, I can turn the game sound down a bit. Is that down now? Let's try that. And in a moment, I shall treat you to the music, which is sweet and lovely. But if you can't hear my mic very well, let me just turn it up in the sound properties. There! Is that too loud now? I don't want to clip. I don't want to clip-clop like a little horse. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so now it should be a little bit easier to hear. This is exactly why I'm doing this test broadcast, basically. I just want to figure some thingums out. You need 3 screens. Okay, I've been there. Pop the chat out. Still don't know how to do that. Oh! Wibble! I got a little wibble, and that means that I am being told about some information. And the information is... A knight has occupied this new building. Oh, it would have been nice to watch him go over there. Maybe some of you saw him, maybe some of you didn't. But that's now expanded my territory. So what I can do is I can find out what's in this mountain. As you can see there, I can build a little mine. But before I do that, I need to know what's in the mountain. So let's put a little flag down. Let's connect it up to the network. And then let's do that thing from earlier where This is where I had to figure out what to do. Hold down the right mouse button, press the left mouse button, and send this little bearded fella down here. Look at him. Look at him. In fact, look at all of them. These are all the little fellas of what we have in our kingdom and could have in our kingdom. We've got 7 bog standard guys. They're the carriers. Ooh, what's he got there? I think he's carrying a big chunk of gold into the knight's house because knights like big chunks of gold. They probably prefer coins. We haven't got any of them. I've got one of these. He's probably a leveler. Whoops. He's probably a builder. Look, he's standing. They've both got a yellow hat. He's got kind of orange hat. Is it a hat? I think it's more of a, like a, what do you call it? Like a scarf thing that you knot at the back of your head, like a pirate. Except pirates, you'd know is a pirate because they would have a red one with white spots, not a yellow one. That's a builder. That's how you can tell if you're on a pirate ship and there's a guy with a yellow hat. You go, wait a minute, you're not a pirate? And he goes, oh, you got me. It was the yellow thing. Scarf thing. Here's an angry knight. He's quite angry because he's only a lower level knight. And if we do well, we get a super knight who are amazing. You gotta wait until you see what they look like. Oh, I've got another person there. Here comes our little geologist, and he's going to go over here, tap on the mountain a bit, and see what he finds. And while he does that, I'm going to go and read what you're saying to me. Okay, so now I want to play Settlers 4, damn it. I'm going to be playing Settlers 4 soon. I'm basically, the point of this is I'm putting together a video about the Settlers series and how much I love it. And so I'm starting from the start, but I'll play the rest. Settlers 4 I remember liking, but not nearly as much as Settlers 1 or 2 or 6 or 7. Ah, he's found coal! Found some coal there. I'll leave him to it, see what else he finds. Okay... The people watching your enemy's Twitch channel must be pretty stoked. Who's my enemy? I've got an enemy already? A lumber mill. Oh, that could be it. Oh, is it a lumber mill? A sawmill! A sawmill! That's the word I was looking for. A sawmill. Oh, and Favors said sawmill. Thanks, Favors. Greg, the guy who makes the sausage rolls. I'm afraid Greg doesn't enter the Settlers until Settlers 6, as far as I'm aware. Although I never played 5. He might be in that. Yeah, nice one, Jadri. That was a callback.
Two things that only me and you know about. Favors is being very rude about women again there. Fat, crusty females, indeed. Indeed, Favors. He's talking about the people who were into the levelers. Well, I couldn't possibly comment because I don't know. Is this game like Lemmings? It's not like Lemmings. No. Sorry, Kara. It's more like, yeah, exactly. Like Bionic Iguana said, it's more like Age of Empires. And I remember being quite cross when Age of Empires became very famous and popular because I was going, well, it's like Settlers, but nobody cares about that. My phone's ringing. My phone's ringing. My phone's ringing. Hello?
Please listen carefully to the following information. Due to government fines, major UK banks are being forced to issue PPI refunds.
Every flipping day. Right.
Okay then. Gosh, this is quite tricky to play a game and read what you're saying at the same time, which is why I'm only doing one at a time. What are you reading recently, Dave? Any recommendations? I am currently reading Peter F. Hamilton's The Reality Dysfunction, which is an insanely long science fiction book, and that is only one of the many reasons why I decided to read it. And The Hunger Games. I'm on the last Hunger Games book, because I just quite liked the first film and wanted to read the books before I saw the films. And I'm not so into the books. They're not as good. Although I liked the first one, but the second one and the third one, not really so much good. Favors, should he wear his face like a badge because his face is his avatar? Yes. And if possible, he should actually fashion it into a badge and wear the badge. So then he'd be a sort of a skeleton face with, roving eyeballs. But then, all right, little fella, I don't know when he stops. I don't know. You can't recall him as far as I'm aware. Let's make a little coal mine because that's what we do next. There we go. And then over here. By the way, this is difficult to scroll because you have to actually scroll in the direction you want to go, which is the opposite of what you should do. You should be pulling, or at least I'm used to pulling the map back and forth in other games like it. This one's very, very tricky to do. What are all these messages I've got? These little wibbles. Coal. And that's all of them. Okay. So he's still there. He's still trucking about. What else is going on? I'll give you something to actually look at instead of just listening to media bring on. Okay, so it's probably about time I made myself a sawmill, really, isn't it? No, not that one. That one. I've got 15 planks. Oh, I've only got 5 tree logs. Only 5 tree logs, that's not very good. I think what we need is a few more trees, quite honestly. There's not many of them. Perhaps we just need another woodcutter. And these are the decisions you have to make. Should I have another woodcutter or more trees? No, there's plenty of trees. Let's try another woodcutter first. Because we need wood. And our guy is not doing it. But, as you can see, it's a slow-paced and calm and lovely game, although it's one of those where, as time goes by, you end up with millions and billions of things to do. I'm not playing... By the way, the way I'm playing it today is not the way to play the game. I'm literally just fiddling about with sort of streaming controls and talking to you guys and things. Gold! Yes! Oh, but it's all the way over there, so we need to expand. Let's try to expand. Don't even know if I've... Now, as I remember, I think you just use stone to make knights' huts. I think wood goes on everyone else's huts. Okay, well I could cut across all of this, but I might need it later. So, let's forget about that path. Let's make ourselves a little flag there. And there was a nice promising castle-sized thing over that way, so let's go the other way. There we go. Meanwhile, you're starting to see a bit of one of the things that's lovely about this game, which is multiple things piled up around one flag. By the time you get further in, you get big heaps of all sorts of things, like fish and swords and coins and things. Let's see if they've got any of that over in Red Town, where they're doing really well, because they're actually bothering to play the game. No, not so much piled up. I guess, you know what? I guess the stuff getting piled up around a flag is actually a bad thing, and the mark of an economy that isn't flowing correctly. Oh dear, they've got gold already. It's all random. This is a randomized map, so what's in the map is not in any way. Ooh, I've got gold right there. Let's have a little gold mine straight away. Now, what I should probably be doing is checking my resources In future games, you'd be able to connect up there, and it would make a flag automatically. But in this game, I have to pick... Oh, I can't make a flag. Oh, there's nowhere to put a flag, so I'm going to have to go the long way around. However, what I just said is still true, and in future games, it would connect up automatically. Right, let's wait for them to do that. This is a good game to use for reading your chat and finding out what's going on, because I don't really have to do very much in the old channel there. Oh dear. Oh dear. It turns out I was way too loud the whole time. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me turn myself down a bit. How's that? Is that better? Is that a better volume? Let me scroll right down to the end. Where Kara is saying that these types of games stress you out more than anything. What are you talking about? It's beautiful! Look at this! Can't you hear the birds singing in the trees? And the little men hammering away. Look, you get to just watch him do his job. Later on, Kara, there will be little piggies. And you just get to look at them. And they're only a couple of pixels big. There's a picture of one, where you get to actually see one. And you get to see an amusing little animation of somebody slaughtering that pig later on. And look, they're all slow, and they're carrying planks around, and there's wind rustling through the leaves. What's to be stressed about? That is, until things pick up and... Well, no, this is the thing. The way I used to play the game is, I just honestly didn't know there was any game to it. I just thought you were just doing this, and then eventually it would stop working, and the economy would slow down, and then I'd start another game. It was... I just thought of it as a purely relaxing endeavour. Okay, that's a good volume, so now I can go back and read what you were saying. Okay, so that's where you were saying it was too loud. Try halfway between what it was and what it is now. Okay, I've done that now. The carriers look like me. Well, I mean, I've got more than 8 pixels in my face. I think that's a fairly blank canvas. You can make them look like anyone in your mind's eye. Oh, unless you mean this guy. He's got a few more pixels to him. He's got sticky outy ears, which I've kind of got, although they're not as comedically sticky outy as they used to be when I was younger. Which is a shame. I'm going to have to start tugging at them. Because they're weakening my brand. What else? Thanks for pronouncing my name correctly. What do you mean? Do most people call you Reich? Reich. Yes. This... You mean instead of saying Favus? I prefer Favus, but I think you told me off once, so I'll call you Favus now. To your face. Call you Favus when I'm in private, when I'm talking about you privately, on my own, sitting on the toilet, raging about Favus. I don't know why I decided I would be sitting on the toilet while raging about IRC people. We heard like everything on the phone. No, I know, I held it up to the microphone so that you would. Have I registered with TPS? Is that something to do with the PPI thing? Oh, is that a thing where you can stop people spamming you every flipping day of your life? Because if so, no, I haven't, and I should. The last one is a bit rough. Oh, I imagine we're talking about the Hunger Games there. The films kind of establish the universe much better than the books. Do you know, that's weird, isn't it? Because it does, but at the same time, it gives you less information. I think the first Hunger Games gives you more about the world, and I was quite impressed by the way that its first chapters set up the world without just being an info dump. But, look, there's no denying that the one scene that I remember them 100% completely adding and making up on their own for the first Hunger Games movie is the best scene of the movie. And, you know, better than any scene in the book. And that's the moment when Rue dies, and then it cuts back to her... district. That's an amazing bit. To the point where I've just said that a character dies, and I don't think of that as the spoiler. Sorry to anyone who hasn't seen it, but like, it's the next scene that's the spoiler, and it's not in the book. It's, you know, it's made up for the film. But yeah, in the second and third book, there's something about the way maybe it's just because I watched the film and I liked that scene, but I really feel the isolation of the first person narrator. You know, there are bits where she's actively saying like, "I'm now imagining this happening," and you're like, we get to see it in the film, and I don't know. She's just a bit of a tool by the third book. You know, in the first book, she was this really cool and promising character, and then by the third one, it's like, I just don't like it very much anymore. And I like the fact that that's kind of part of the story in the third one, but it was there in the second one, and it wasn't part of the story. And it's not so sure. Anyway, Cities Skylines does the same thing for me. Well, yes, I feel like I would like that game. I intend to try it. Oh wait, I've skipped. The Maze Runner is the opposite of the Hunger Games in this respect. The books are so much better there, unlike the Hunger Games. Do you know, I've never heard of the Maze Runner. Have I? Actually, a familiar title, but I don't know what it is. Kara says he knows what I'm about. Oh, because I missed. City Skylines does the same thing for me, Kara Caramel. This game would probably have me tearing my hair out. What do you mean? There goes Favis. To make a curry. If so, that would mean Favis has probably killed someone. Yeah, watch out for Favis. You watch out for that one. Alright. Okay, the stream is going to take a turn now, because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to go for a wee. And while I do, I'm just going to put this on the screen. You can watch these guys milling about and just see, does this... I want you to watch this for a few minutes and tell me if this stresses you out, or, you know, for those of you who get stressed out by this sort of thing, or if this is relaxing, because I find it relaxing. It's so slow, it's so calm, it's lovely. So, you know. Bye-bye! Hello again! I'm back, and I'm going to play a little bit of Settlers again, having been for my Wii. Now look, as you can see, I've got a very primitive little settlement compared to those guys over there. But I'm bringing some gold in, and then... no, this guy still hasn't built anything. He's got a little bit of stone there that he's... I guess he's waiting for more stone, so my stone cutter needs to pick up the pace a bit. Has he got any stone in his house? No. What's he up to? I guess I should have made another stone cutter. Shall I do that now? But, what if I want to expand this way? Whoops, I scrolled too fast. And by the way, I just want you to take a moment, just to fill you in. This is on the Amiga. We're looking at an Amiga game now, and the Amiga was a thing from the 80s and 90s, and so it's... I just want you to be impressed by how much is going on here. This is a, by today's standards, insanely sort of low-key sort of computer thing, which is nevertheless able to show us all of these little fellas wandering about, all these things rippling in the wind, and keep track of where everything is on the map, and show it to us in an entertaining little way. There's little animations going on, and, you know, as you saw in the far more accomplished place, there's more animations yet to come, and so on. And this is, I think, an impressive feat for a computer, and it was one of the reasons why I was in... Oh yes, I need to slow my mouse down a bit, otherwise I always overshoot, because this is an old processor for all the talking up of it that I was just doing. Oh wait, no, it isn't because of that at all. It's because of the screen resolution that I'm running this in. Alright, well, I've got all sorts of things going on here. Yes. I don't think I'm going to be saving this one. It's not really worth it. I'm just here to just something! Yes! Right, what am I doing? I'm waiting for them to do anything. And, oh, he's coming back with a bit of stone now. Here he comes. I don't know why I didn't go for the one closer to home. And soon I shall expand my realm ever further. But for now it seems a bit silly to try and build more when this one isn't working yet. So I guess we just sort of wait. Now, we wouldn't have to do all this waiting if I was better at the game and could sort of set things up so that the economy was working at a great pace and figured out exactly where each plank should go and what it should do. But I'm not doing that. So, let's find out what you've been saying. Oh, there goes Kara. Bye, Kara. I demand that you do more. I will be doing some more. Don't worry about that. Have you read The Expanse books? TV series starts next month. Really hope they don't ruin it. They're great books. No! Haven't even heard of it. Is this the castle version of Dinosaur Tycoon? What a strange way round of putting it. I don't think I've heard of Dinosaur Tycoon. I've heard lots of other Tycoon games. And yes, they did build on it. This was one of the earlier God games. We already had Populous, which I think was the first. This was one of the first. This is the first one I'm aware of where you put down little buildings. I think it's very much a contender for the crown of first one where you do that. You didn't do that in Populous, did you? It was more... I can't remember how you played Populous. I'll have to have another look at it. But it wasn't this sort of thing, and I think Age of Empires is a descendant of this. Them all doing the head shake, raise arm animation at the same time looks like something from a North Korean military parade. No! No, I deny it. It looks like something from a lovely little computer game. They're not saluting, they're sort of scratching their heads. They're meant to look confused. Holiday says, hello! Well, hello, Holiday. Oh, and there's Hicks. Hello, Hicks. And there's Charles. Hello, Charles. It looks like Heroes of Might and Magic. Does it? I might have a go at Heroes of Might and Magic then. Although, isn't that more of a... I thought that was a sort of a... I was just about to say words without having any information in my brain whatsoever, so I'm not going to say them. I was going to say that I thought it was more of a sort of turn-based thing. No, I'm going to say that and put it out into the ether. I think Heroes of Might and Magic is more of a turn-based fighting thing, isn't it? Whereas this is just a milling about-based, hanging around thing. Is anyone building anything? Nope. Well, I guess we need more stones and a better economy. It's got a long way to travel, the stuff. But is it travelling? What does he need? Does it tell me? No. He's got a piece of stone, so what's his problem? What does he need? And is it anywhere along the way? No. So we're looking for a piece of stone. Here's a piece of stone. Travelling its way across to there. There it goes. Hopefully this guy will come and get it. No? Oh no, he's put it in the castle. Right. Fine. It's needed over here. Or is it? Maybe it's planks he needs. Have I run out of planks? Oh, I always press that one. I've got 6 planks, but that's not many planks. I'm going to need a sawmill. Let's make one now. I don't think I've introduced this yet. Normally, when you're putting something down, you either see a little house icon. There was one up there, or a castle icon. There's one down there. Castle. Oh, it's all castles down there. You get excited when you see castles because that means it's the best land. There we go. House. Not very good land. You can only make a house. But when you see a castle, not only can you make any of these houses, but also all of these. Ooh. That one's a sawmill. And let's see if I can remember what all the rest are. That's a butcher. That's a make swordsman. A blacksmith? No. Yes. That's an iron foundry, I think. That's a bakery. That's a gold foundry. Oh. Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, that's the other one for making stuff out of stuff. That is... it's the other one for making stuff out of stuff. One of them's... What do I mean? One of them's a blacksmith, and the other one's another guy who does different things. One of them does swords and shields. I bet that one's an armourer. And the other one, which I think this one is, does... I think he just makes them into... girders? No, that's this guy. The iron foundry. So what does he do? He makes tools and that, I think. Does he? I don't know, we'll find out later, but we haven't got any iron for the time being. That's a storehouse. So if you need a general big stock of stuff somewhere further out in the map, you can have that. Perhaps I need one over there, actually. That is a wheat farm, that's a pig farm, and then these are bigger versions of the Knight's Hut that expand your territory and are full of people who can fight bad guys. Yeah, there's bad guys to fight in this, but it's sweet. It's very calm and nice. Oh, hello. What did I click there? Is he still building this? He is, so we're not mining anything yet. So I've screwed this up quite badly. I haven't done this very well at all. This is the worst I've ever done at the Settlers, I think. And I think it's because I started with so few resources. Perhaps in a minute I'll reset it. No, I'll reset it. Well, because that'll be interesting. And you can see what it's like starting up a game if you missed it. But let me just see what's going on. So, it's nice that it warns you haven't saved in a while. It is nice. Turn-based strategy, basically. Well, oh, this is you telling me about Heroes of Might and Magic. I was about to say this isn't turn-based. Maybe he should take some initiative and go to the castle. Sawmill. Oh, there's Phil. Hello, Phil. No, you had it right. It's make swordsman. There is a donkey staring out of the silver bead at the top of that wooden window. What a thing to say. Where are we looking? There is a donkey staring out of a silver bead. This is like a prophecy or a riddle. There's a donkey staring out of a silver bead at the top of that wooden window. What are you on about, Wagyu? Oh, hold on, you mean up here? Is there a donkey staring out of the bead? I don't see it. I don't see it. I must be less clairvoyant and special in magic than you. Right! Screw it then. I'm going to quit that. Yep. Yep. And here we are on the title screen, listening to the lovely music. Let's randomize that a bit. And boing! Oh. Stop. Stop. Okay, I've got to wait for it to do this. I forgot to give myself... Look, this is where my problem is. I can't remember what these 3 bars stand for, but one of them is my resources, and I bet it's the blue one because it's right down. And my resources are right down, and that's what's causing the problem. I don't want to play my first game of Settlers in 20 years or whatever it is with no resources. Get off. Get off, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off. Let's start that again. Quit! Yes! That map was fine. Let's just cheat. Let's just have maximum everything. figure out another time what it means. Yeah, you can just set yourself with, like, high amounts of stuff, and you can even give your enemy, who in this case is whoever this is, a lower amount of stuff. Now, what I could do, if I don't like that enemy, is I can keep clicking and open up new ones. And there's a load of these funny little pictures. This is me, by the way. I'm this knight with this little cross-patch face. Isn't that nice? And look at that guy. Dude! I'm on a map size of 5 here. On my Amiga, I had 8 megabytes of RAM, which was a ridiculous amount of RAM for the Amiga. You start off with like half a RAM. Half a meg of RAM, and then if you're lucky, you upgrade to a megabyte of RAM. We were dead lucky and upgraded to 2 megabytes of RAM, but then we bought someone else's amazing, like, riced up Amiga, and it had 8 meg! And so I was able to make, I think, size 8 maps. Now I've set this to have 8 megabytes of RAM, but it's only giving me size 5, so perhaps it doesn't work. Right, this looks quite nice. I've got some stone there. Oh, it's only a tiny bit of mountain. That's no good. We need to find a nice big chunk of mountain. There's one. Okay, and around it we need to find some rocks. There's some. Alright, this looks like a good area. There's a load of trees. Let's go there. So let's go right in the middle of all of that. Let's go about there, maybe? What's the... much above average above it. Lovely. Yep. There it is. And this time... no, I'll do that in a minute. Let's be a bit quicker. So, first I need a woodcutter's hut. There's one. Connect it up. Out comes the first little fella, who's going to be a builder. Next, I need a stonemason's hut. There it is. Connect it up. Shall I have a fisherman's hut? What am I like for... have I got any boats? Oh, here we go! Lovely. This explains how it was much easier to play in the 90s than I found it to be a minute ago, because I always used to set all the bars to high because I didn't know what they were then. Because I wasn't about to crack open the manual. I don't think I ever read the manual. I gave it a cursory glance. It was a proper big, fat, floppy book, by the way. And but I just went by the page that told you what we would now refer to as a quick start guide, except it didn't come with the game. It came with the issue of the Amiga magazine that the demo came with. There was a page telling you basically what all the houses were, and I used to refer to that the first few times I played it. And then, I just learned it and didn't need it anymore. So I can have a little fisherman's hut then. We can really push the boat out. Oh, dearie me. And let's have a little knight's hut right away. Let's start off with I don't want to waste my castles, but I'm gonna. Let's expand our territories over there. Dip-de-dip-de-doo. There we go. Let's just wait and see what they do with that. And while we wait... oh, wait, no, I won't. I'll read what you've been saying. You've been saying... the one with all the buildings in. Ah! Wagyu was talking about... come on. Okay. Wagyu was talking about... this? No. He meant this. So it's the same one. You're looking at... you think there's a donkey's head poking out of that? I can see... this always looked to me like a kind of a cherubic face blowing its cheeks up. You know? Puffing its cheeks out, I suppose, is a way of saying that, rather than just detonating them. I'm not seeing a donkey, but then you're probably not seeing the face puffy out. You see, I saw that middle bit as like its mouth, and then that and that are its cheeks, and I guess up here is some arrangement of nose and screwed up eyes. I don't see a donkey. However, I can tell you that in game terms, there isn't... I know this isn't what you were saying, but I'm just riffing now on the topic of donkeys. There are no donkeys in this, but there are in the Settlers 2, which, yes, one day we shall enjoy together. Okay, what else have you said over there? You've said... oh, there's Phil saying it was on one of the building select windows. Did you see it as well, Phil? Wowie, 8 whole megs, I know. Hello, science man. You're going to perform any science on us? Oh, and Steam has just informed me that my brother is playing Age of Myth. right now, which is very much, you know, he's playing that because we played this. Essentially, when I was playing this as a kid, I used to draw this stuff at school. I used to go and draw little settlers. In fact, I had a way of drawing settlers that was kind of based on these guys, but also mixed with these guys. So it's like these, but kind of squashed to sort of half the size. I just gestured with my hands, but you can't see that because I haven't got a webcam set up. And I used to just draw them, and I used to draw them really tiny. And it got to the point where people would ask me to draw them like settlers, including, including girls. They used to come over and say, "Draw me like one of your German settlers," and that's exactly what I would do. Oh look, is this a fisherman? There he goes. Look at him fishermaning. Look at him fishermaning there. Has he got anything? No. Has he got anything this time? Quite a nice ripple effect on the water. Look, it's soothing. No. In fact, if that was in a demo, we'd be impressed. No. Rubbish. Come on. You can catch a fish. You can catch a measly fish. Come on. You're supposed to be a fisherman. What else are you? You've got a blue hat. You've got one job. I nearly tried to do that in an Armando Iannucci voice, but then I pulled back at the last minute. We're not at the stage. This is my first ever stream. I'm not at accent stage. There, little fish! He's got a little fish! Oh, look, here we go. Here's a knight. He's a hairy sort of a knight with the kind of horns Vikings didn't have. He's walking along, waggling his little sword as he goes. Look at him with his little eyes! Oh yeah, I was telling you about how I used to draw settlers at school. And of course I've forgotten why I was telling you that, but I was getting round to a point. But for the time being, let's watch him do this. Woohoo! We've expanded but not very far because it was steep. I mean, it's the same distance it would ever be, but it doesn't look like it is because it was steep. Alright, well, never mind. Let's put a little flag down. Bang it right in the middle. I think we can reclaim. Doing that will take away... Yeah, I think I was able to put a mine there before. And it's taken that away. And if I build a road through that, it'll take away my ability to build one there. But I think I can reclaim it. I'm going to have to anyway. Let's just do it. I think by burning down the flag... Probably don't have to burn down a flag, but by removing the flag later. This is nice, by the way. If you click on a road, that's how you get rid of the road. Look, it's just a picture of them cutting it with a big pair of scissors. And this will tell me that a knight has occupied this new building. Which I didn't think it bothered doing if you actually had it on screen at the time, but apparently it does. Right, what was I thinking of? So I was telling you about how I used to draw the settlers at school in a certain way, in a certain time, in a certain land. Oh, think it was something about your brother. Yeah, that's right. I was just kind of expressing the fact that we got that into this game, both of us. That we're still essentially playing it in any way we can. I just got into another such game recently. Can't remember which. I can, but I've got other reasons for not telling you. I'll tell you what the reasons were at a later date. I'm all gummed up. Let's make that worse by consuming some Pringles. I popped this pack about a week ago and was completely able to stop, which is why I've still got it. It's in date though. Oh, it isn't. They're not in date. They went out of date on the 3rd. Oh, they're still okay. Oh, that first Pringle is always very nice. And then you get totally sick of them about 4 Pringles in. Thai sweet chili it is. The reason I'm eating noisily is because I feel obliged to be performing in some way. Because there's an audio stream involved in this. It's saving all of this on my hard drive somewhere. I hope I'm not going to fill up my hard drive. I need another one, really. Right. I'll play some more game in a minute, promise. I'm just having these crisps and I'm hungry. No, I didn't draw the Wheelie Sergeant January. That was we were reading from a Shoe People storybook. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'd love to play it to you over the stream. Can I do that? I've got a recording of me and my brother when we were little and we're making a tape. Let me see if I can. Can I like put an audio thing on using whatever this thing's called? Bog or Gob or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called. OBS, that's the one. As a well-known YouTube superstar, how come you went with Twitch over YouTube gaming? Interesting question, Bionic Iguana. The answer is, I don't know how to stream. There's no... You must understand, no choices are involved in this. I've made no decisions or informed opinions about anything. I just went, I want to stream game! How do I stream game? And I asked my friend Fuzzy Freaks, who is a much bigger time Twitch streamer than me, and she said, well, here's a way, and I'm doing that. Good luck with the streaming. I'd love to continue watching, but I need to get up early tomorrow. Oh gosh, is it late for you? It's only 6:30 in the evening here, so bye! Sorry if you're already gone. Right. Can I put an audio thing on? Add... global source? No. Oh, I've still got edit scene pressed. So I can still wiggle it about, but I don't need to do that. Add... No. There's nothing there for sounds. Oh, that's a shame. Anyway, it was quite funny. It would have been nice to be able to play you that. Bye, Holiday. Oh, good luck. A job interview. Oh, gosh. Genuinely good luck with that. That sounds like I'm just responding to the fact that you said wish me good luck, but like, no. You know, in today's economy and market and that, I hope you get the job. Bye. I just decided to abandon the sentence there because it was going nowhere. Let's have some of this mountain, shall we? Biff. Boff. Because, right, what I should be doing at this stage is I should be showing you some of the further things that you can have in this game. Because you've seen that it's pretty, and in my opinion, relaxing, but you haven't seen much of what it has to offer. And I've got loads of resources. Oh, and I've got a nice big amount of space there. So let's... Why not? Are you still here, Kara? I'm going to show you some piggies. Let's have a pig farm. There we go. Oh, wait, I've just remembered. That's irresponsible. Let's not have a pig farm. There we go, I burnt it down. It's a good job there's no pigs in it. Because, before I can make a pig farm, I need a wheat farm, or the pigs will go hungry. Actually, I've probably got enough wheat in my stocks because I've got such good resources, but... You know, try and play it properly and all that. How about down here? Oh, there we go. There. Or there. Yes. You want a bit of space around a wheat farm. Now, in future Settlers games, that amount of space becomes a very immediate, like those dots around it is where the wheat goes. But here in the original Settlers, they expand outwards and they basically don't care where they put wheat. They just put it all over the shop. But let's build a little wheat farm. And a little mermaid. No, a little windmill. Oh yes, of course, here we go. Yeah, the leveler's got a very clearly orange hat, and builders have very clearly yellow hats. I should have remembered that. Oh, and I forgot to send a geologist. There's a bird doing an R2-D2 noise. No, not the other way around. I just watched Star Wars, the despecialized edition. If anyone's unaware of the despecialized edition of Star Wars, it's very exciting. Someone has basically... essentially, we do have... Oh, dear me! I just dropped a juggling ball onto my keyboard. Yes, I'm juggling while I talk to you, but only with one juggling ball, because I can't juggle. Yep, that's the sort of insight into my wonderful life that you're going to get from me. So anyway, that was the noise of me picking it up without getting up out of my chair. Yeah, Star Wars Despecialized Edition, if you don't know what it is, it's a project that has resulted in us having high-def copies of the original Unaltered Trilogy, of exactly the sort that George Lucas and his team have been preventing us from watching for years. We now have it. We have it now. But it's not the actual one. It's a reconstruction made from all sorts of different sources that fans have done. They've used the Blu-ray for the bits that weren't, that weren't changed. But then for the bits that were changed, sometimes they've just taken a different source, like the non-anamorphic DVD, which someone has done a very good job of kind of upscaling and recoloring, and they'll literally cut pieces out of the screen and stick them over the top. But they do it with all techniques and abilities that make it completely seamless. And I watched the whole film knowing about this, and I couldn't see the seams, and I am a picky sort of a fellow. Anyway, so we've been watching that, or rather we haven't been watching that, because as far as I'm aware there's no fully 100% legal way of watching it, because you have to own the Blu-ray, because that's, one of the sources, and presumably, therefore, you have to own all the other sources, such as rare 16mm prints and 75mm prints, and one Technicolor print that still survives. There's all sorts of things. So nobody has ever seen the Star Wars Despecialized Edition, and I do not recommend you find it at all of the usual places. But in an ideal world where it was okay, you'd love it. But of course, there's a rumour going on at the moment that, well, there always is, isn't there? But for some reason, John Landis has weighed in on this one, and he reckons that they are actually going to be releasing the real films on Blu-ray soon. And if they do, then, well, it'll still be worth having a look at the Despecialized Edition, because it's just such an amazing thing they've managed to just pull these sources together and create what genuinely looks like a Blu-ray of the Unaltered Trilogy. You just can't see the seams or the flaws at all. Do you think the Despecialized Edition is more of a novelty, or is it the better way to enjoy the film for sure? It is the better way to enjoy the film for sure. Without a shadow of a doubt. It absolutely 100% is. The fact is that... Oh god, this is a boring topic that all nerds in the world have talked about, but... whatever. The fact is that Star Wars won Oscars for its amazing everything. Editing and sound design and... special effects and basically everything, and all of those things are not in the version that you can actually purchase because they've all been changed, and now they're not the thing that won the awards and Oscars and stuff, and that everyone agrees were great. Like literally everything, like the editing, the pacing, they've changed it so that scenes have more frames at the beginning and end, and stuff like that. So it's all off. That being said, once you've got that, or at least once you've seen the specialized edition, then you can watch the special edition as much as you like, I guess, because it's just nice to have it in your life. Like, if you're going to watch a special, nobody minds that George made the changes. The only problem is that he then stopped us from getting the original film. That's the only problem. Most of the changes are fine. Some of them are good. It's just the fact that that was the only version of the film, you can't turn them on and off. Alright, let's go and that is quite enough talking about flipping Star Wars. He's found coal, he's found gold, he's found fruit and drinks. And if we have the time, we can see the Sphinx. So I'm probably going to build myself a mine. Oh, I tell you what! Let's enhance our experience now by... Hang on. Come on. Here we go. Turn the sound up a little bit. And let's have the music! Because the music in this, and in all subsequent Settlers games... Oh, wait. I hated the music in 2. But in 6 and 7, there's absolutely wonderful music, and this is where it all began. How do I turn on the music? Dee-bum-bum, dum-bum. There we go. Doesn't sound great, does it? But now it sounds all medieval. It's nice. Doo-be-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Here is where we find out if my sound is synced. Is the mic feed synced up with the game? If it is not, then I will annoy you all, 'cause I tend when I'm playing
playing a game such as this, to just sing along with the music that is on, whatever happens to be in my head at that moment, regardless of if it actually scans or fits into the tune in any meaningful way. Bumsy bums bums, bumsy bums bums. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't have a speedy uppy button. At first you think it does, because you see these, and you go, oh, a little bit more speed, a little bit more speed, a little bit more speed, a little bit more speed. But no, that's not what they do. Let me show you what they do. Let's find something interesting on the map. I mean, there's not much interesting. It's, you know, it's just a few basic tiles. Okay, there's the little grove. We'll remember that. There's a sticky uppy brown thing. I don't know what they are. Literally don't know what they are. Never knew. I don't think they count as rocks. And now if I press... There we go. He's yupped that. And while I'm here, and you'll find out what that's all about in a bit. For now, let's see what these bits of info are. There's a knight, there's some stone, there's some gold. Lovely. Alright then. Okay. Where were those other ones? Aha. So he's found some stone. So we could have a stone mine. We're alright for stone. I mean, we're alright for everything, but we've got a stone mason over here. Stone isn't exciting. You want gold? Gold, gold, gold. It's so much simpler. Don't you think? Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm into doing voices already. Oh dear. What a disaster. Do 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 dum dibby dim dum dibby do dum. Whoa! What are you doing? What are you doing? Skipping and jumping about. Replacement for the Laserdisc rips finally. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, you must, Wagyu. You must know about the despecialized edition. You must have watched the despecialized edition. You're a giant nerd. I've been talking to you on IRC since the 90s. They used the Laserdisc, I think, as part of the source, but like, you know, sparingly. I'm gonna have another one of these. People who watch my videos will know, but I've usually, well, I think always, I think in 100% of my videos, I've got a pack of hobnobs stashed next to my screen for just such an occasion as this, when it's basically time for dinner, but my wife's not here, so we can't have dinner. Now, before you say anything, I mean because we would eat together, not because I'm going to make her do all the cooking. Although I can't cook and she can, so usually, you know, I can, just not very well. I can add herbs to a shepherd's pie. You'll love it. Oh, I'll make you a shepherd's pie. She's better at mash though. I used to make mash, and that was vetoed. As Abby is good at mash. I think her dad taught her how to do mash. And it's lovely mash, so cheers, Jeff. Oh, Wibble. Alright, jolly good. Bit of coal. Alright, yeah, we can do with that. Coal. Now, coal is useful for... Ooh, goodness, all sorts. It's useful for... Oh, hello! Hello! Look at him reaping. Well, sowing, sorry. He's got his little reaping stick with him, but he's not going to do any reaping yet. I don't know why he's brought it, to be honest. And look, you can see he's got a proper hat, not just a scarf tied around his head. What are those things? What is it called when a pirate ties a little scarf around his head? Oh, and can you still hear me over the music, by the way? Bum dibby bum dum bum. Want me to make you some biscuits and gravy or some grits? Ugh. That sounds disgusting. Actually, it sounds really nice. Well, no, grits doesn't. You shouldn't call... Right, America, I gotta tell you something about naming food. Grit, right? That is not a word for food, right? Dirt is not a word for food, so grit is not a word for food, right? That's point one. Point number two, Sloppy Joe? No, I'm never going to be able to eat anything called Sloppy Joe. It sounds like something Mr. PSB showed me a picture of. Oh, there's quite a bit of gold over there. Now, here's something I never tested out. If I put a gold mine there, say, a little way away from the gold, will it still drag in some gold, or does it have to be bang on top of it?
Well, let's find out by expanding. I'm going to expand this way so I can kind of expand outwards and have both of those. Bits of mountain. Doot doo doo doodle doodle doo. Oh, I've just thought. The other thing that knights do in this, as well as just expand your territory, is they fight your enemies. Now, have I got any encroaching enemies? Oh! Have I got any enemies? Oh, there they are. All the miles away. I forgot to actually try playing the game. I was going to make a go of it, wasn't I? Okay, let's go home. Bum 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 dum bum 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 bum. Some fish might be there if I put a bloke to fish for the fish in the pond full of fish, like his job tells him to, 'cause he's a man who does fish. Look at the fisherman fishing for fish. He's sitting and fishing to wish for fish. I breathed some Pringle that was evidently still in me gob. What's this wobble about? There we go. You wanted me to call you to this location. When did I want it to call me there? In 5 minutes. Isn't that nice? That's what that is. Isn't that nice? Oh, this is lovely. I'm playing the Settlers and I don't even feel guilty. Because ostensibly, it feels like I'm doing it for you. Yes, you're my excuse. You've already been my excuse to what? You've already. Right, I'm getting a drink. You've already been my excuse to play Torment. Now you're my excuse to play this. Here I am, with my Ribena. Let's have a gold mine that joins up to that twiddledum. Then I will make a little path to the thing so that they can bring things that they'll build the thing with. Everything here is a thing, I don't know the names. Oh, what's this? It looks like fries. What is that? I don't recognise what that is that they've got piled up around there. Let's see where they take it. Nowhere, not taking it anywhere. By the way, fundamentally one of the things I love most in life is watching a little man carry a plank of wood. I don't mean in real life. I mean this. This is beautiful to me. That little chap there, just purely because I was 11 when I started playing this, which is when it came out, and I haven't stopped, really, for any significant duration of time since. I have purchased... Oh, are you off, Phil? Thank you for your service, he says. Do you know what? I've not been reading what you've been saying for a while, because I have to deselect... I have to dock my mouse from the window over there, and I have to come over here. And oh, there's Fuzzy Freaks! Hello, Fuzzy Freaks! Sorry to interrupt your stream and all that. Would you count this as having sorted it? I'm not really sure if I'm doing anything right. Everyone who wants to actually watch people Twitch stream games should probably go and watch Fuzzy Freaks. She's good. Right, let's see what's going on. Hope I didn't call you away from your stream. Do 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 dibby dum do dee diddy do bum dum twiddle diddle bum diddle dibby dee bum dum do 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 do. Also, Dave, where's my Blackpool rock? Well, Jadri, I can tell you that it is sitting by my bed. You see, I once bought him a stick of some rock. I bought it from a place where you can buy that. Rock is a sort of sweet you get here in England and not elsewhere, so he wanted to give it to his girlfriend, I think. Actually, I don't even remember. And yeah, so I went and bought him a stick of rock, but he wanted more than one stick of rock, and I was like, yeah, no, I just wanted to get you, because they say a stick of rock is, imagine just a stick of sugar and mint flavour spun into a big thick rod with the name of the place that you got it stamped all the way through. And I wanted to get more than one from different places, and I didn't, and that was many years ago. Actually, I'm going to go and get it and find out how out of date it is, because I literally bought it years ago. Here it is. Here's the stick of rock. That's its bag rustling. It's still in the bag. It's a stripy pink and white bag. Paper bag, as you would expect. I'm going to open it up and let's see if it still resembles a stick of rock or if it's melted and covered in foam and moss. Oh no, it looks quite appetizing. And it says, a present from Beaumaris. I don't know where Beaumaris is. Made in England for Cambrian Confectionery, Wales. There we go. It's in Wales. And it doesn't have a sell-by date, so I guess just literally a block of sugar is remains edible forever. So there we go. So you can still have it, really. If that's the sort of thing that sounds appetizing. When your girlfriend asked for a stick of rock, did she say a gross one? Well, she can have one. Dum dum dum, you can just add a media player as a video source, but hide it behind the game scene so we just hear the sound. Good point. What else do we have? There's Bionic Iguana going away. This music is flipping rad. You are correct. And here comes a knight. He's got a bit of plumage on. Look at him waggling his sword about. And he's got a shield. Dum 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 bum doodle dum. And there we go. We now have some extra land around here, so I can get a second gold mine. Why do we need gold? You might ask. Well, the answer is knights. Knights need gold. But what do miners need? They need food! Well, over here I've got, a nice little crop going on with my wheat farm. And there's my windmill. But they also need a baker! A bakery. A baker. To turn it into bread. Where can I put a baker? There's no castles around there, so it'll have to be over here. Well, that's fine, because it's to supply these guys over here with. So let's put a little flag. And let's put a baker. Now, can I remember which one's the baker? I think it's that one. Let us find out if it is. Bum-de-bum. Oh dear. Ah, there we go. Lovely. Bum-de-doo-dum-de-bum-bum. Oh gosh. My mouse is getting a bit sticky. What? Oh, that's why I've spilt Ribena on it. There we go. I don't mean the buttons, I mean the surface upon which I'm trying to move it. Spilt a bit of Ribena. I remember doing it now. Now you come to mention it. Okay, so what's going on over in the chat? Yes. Jesus Christ Pose agrees with me about Sloppy Joes. Who'd win in a fight between Sloppy Joe and Spotty Dick? Good point, Phil Wall. I suppose we can't really talk, can we? And Jammy Dodgers, of course, yes. There's Fuzzy being nice to me. It's frightening, this! I'm just sort of blithering on, and there's no real reason to imagine anybody would want to hear it, but they do! Some of them do. What else we got? I just paused my microphone and noisily blew my nose. So you might have heard it, because I don't really know how to use this. Okay, yes, she's still being nice. Oh no, what does that mean? Oh, Fuzzy Freaks is now hosting me. I don't know what that means. Hello, everyone! It just told me Fuzzy Freaks is hosting me, and I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a responsibility. It sounds like I'm carrying the weight of Fuzzy Freaks' Now, it sounded like I was going to be rude about Fuzzy then. No, I was going to say the weight of her reputation on my shoulders. I promised that was what I was going to say, but because I forgot the word reputation, it sounded like I was going to be rude. But I'm never rude. I'm going to host you so my viewers can hear you ramble on too. Oh, what does that mean? Okay, so Fuzzy Freak viewers may be able to hear me ramble at this stage. Well, let me know if it turns out that any of them are listening, and that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do? That didn't mean anything. I said a thing in my head and then referred to it in real life. What I was saying is, if it turns out that any fuzzy viewers are listening to me ramble, then I shall address them and acknowledge their presence. Okay. It sounds like he's grooming you. Who's he? Oh, do you mean Fuzzy? Oh, that's no he. Unless I haven't been sat down and had a conversation with. What else do we have? Big thick rods, yes, we have those. Did a nice 8-hour Fallout 4 stream. Oh my goodness word. Oh my gracious fancy. That's quite a lot of playing Fallout, isn't it? Ah, you may have just heard the bidoop bidoop there of my phone telling me that my battery is low. That's because a while ago, Android updated. And what happened when it updated was that the Chrome app now just massacres battery. It just eats through it in seconds. It takes about 2 hours from the first time you opened Chrome in a day for the battery to be completely dead in your phone. And it used to take, I don't know, 5 to 8 hours of that. Mostly because I think what used to happen is it would close in the background. But now, if you're on Twitter and you follow a link, then God help you if you press back to go back to Twitter after you've read the link instead of meticulously and painstakingly closing Chrome down, because that's your phone dying. And as that is the way those apps are set up to be used, I, try as I might, can't stop doing it. Alright, let's actually play some games, shall we? So what have we got? We're waiting for this to be built, which is going to be a bakery to process this into bread for this guy and what will be this guy. But we've got to wait for the bits and bobs to get there. Mind you, the fish we have here should feed the miners as well. What else? See, I've only got the basics here because I've completely forgotten how to play this, and it turns out that rambling on and playing a game at the same time are difficult to do! How'd you do it, Fuzzy? Oops, little stutter there. Right, I'm going to put my mind to it and think about something to do. Here's how I'll do that. I'll look at all the things there are to build and see what I need. Right, well if I need more trees than I've got, then I need a little tree planter man who looks like Robin Hood, and he's quite nice to have around. So perhaps I'll have that. Am I running out of trees? Yes, it looks like I'm running out of trees. So let's put a little forester, he's called. Let's put Philippa Forester there, next to my wood cutter. Much of which sentence, a version of, was said the other day in IRC. But not all of it. So there, I'm now going to have a little forester. And, oh, he's got plenty of trees over there. Well, we're going to have even more trees, and you'll see a little Robin Hood looking man pop a little baby tree in the floor. It's lovely. That's what we want. We want lovely things to look at. So I'm going to have a pig farm. No, I'm not. I haven't got a baker yet. How much bread have I got? Is it worth having a pig farm? Oh, no, it's not bread he needs. It's wheat. We've got that. So let's put a pig farm down. Can I fit one up here? Can I fit one up here? I can! Let's put a pig farm and fill it with pigs. And fill up the pigs with some wheat. And that, I'm not sure if I have just clicked the wrong one. Because I might have just clicked on a wheat farm. Let's check. No, it's a lovely pig farm. That is a lovely pig farm. Though it does not have pigs yet, it will be a one. That I said a minute ago. A farm with pigs, and you will see the pigs, and they'll be in the farm. That was a load of rubbish. I'm doing that again. I ended up making worst path I've ever made. The worst path is what I meant to say just then, but then I did the worst sentence I've ever made. Here we go. So there's going to be a pig farm there. Or is there? I mean, taking everybody quite a while to do things, even though I've got a thriving, not economy, but just stockpile. Yeah, look, I've got millions of everything. I don't know what their problem is. So it is the economy, it's the layout of my roads. And I think part of the skill of the settlers is to learn how to do those better and set them out better. But it's not a skill I have. There's one thing I can do, though, to cut some of this short. If I build this over here, flagrantly ignoring the existence of that, No, cancel that. If I put a little flag down, let's say, there. And if I put a little flag down, let's say... Well, I wanted it there. There. Then I can build right across the water. Oh, I can't, apparently. Well, look, it's been a while. And I didn't used to use this function of the game very much. Maybe I've got to put a flag down on the other side as well. But there isn't room for a flag on the other side, so thanks, game. You ruined your own mechanic there. Let's put one there. Do-do-do-diddle-diddle-do. Let's put that there, and let's join that up with that. Now we have got a nice path. Oh, but wait! How can a carrier stand at the middle point between flags that are positioned on the edges of water? Well, you see, he's got a little boat, he's got a little boat. Look at him, he's got a lovely little boat. He is gonna sit on a little boat in the middle of the lake. That is nice, that is nice. We will see a man in a boat sitting there next to this chap pulling fish from it. Look! Look, he's got a little... What are they called? Have we decided what that's called? A scarf? Let's go back to what's happening in the chat. Sorry, I'm ignoring everybody, because... Fuzzy, how do you play a game and read the chat at the same time? I have to stop doing one to do the other. This is... I didn't have a word, really. What else have we got going on? Dave is a nice, happily married young man. That's right. That's right. It's nice to know that's the only reason I'm not being groomed, though. Jesus Christ Posed mistakenly assumed everyone on the internet is male. Jesus Christ Posed, you're not the first, and you won't be the last. And terrible things have happened in their wake. Must have spent too much time with guys pretending to be female. Oh yeah? Sounds like you've got a story to tell, Jesus. I want to hear some of it. It's a skill you learn, Dave. You're doing good. Will there be a little pixelated David Cameron ambling over to the pig farm once it's ready? Oh dear, Wagyu. You're doing this on a single monitor, Dave? Good question. No, I'm not. I've got you on my second screen. But I've only got 2 screens, I haven't got 3, so I've got game up on the main screen, and you guys up on the second screen. Oh, I hope, because I'm listening to the music on the speakers, I hope that's not interfering with the microphone and all that. It's just that I love to hear this so much. It is a lovely game tune. Dum dee dee da da doom dee bee dum bums. Yeah, says Jesus Christ Posed. I'm sure little boat dudes carry your stuff across water. Presumably at that point I was still coyly implying that I didn't know what was going to happen, but I did know what was going to happen. And you were right. Dave, you've been as Dalnet as long as me, mate. Oh, yes, of course, Jesus Christ Posed. I'd completely forgotten that you weren't just a person who I don't know. See, this is the thing. I wish everybody would have their badges clearly displayed everywhere so that, you know, so that I know who anybody is. Oh, but you know very well that I don't know who anyone is when we're all talking with silly made-up names. Do 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 do. Bum 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 bum. So yes, sorry about that one, Hicks. You've been on Dalnet. I thought that was a weird way of saying it. You're as Dalnet as me, and you know it. Do dee 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 dum do be driddle dum. Spanky Works. I'm green face on purple square Twitter avatar. Well, go and say something so that I see your avatar on Twitter, because I've also got Twitter open over here. Doodly dum diddly dum doo dee dee diddle doo. Oh, there's Mike saying he'd watch a Settlers 2 Twitch stream. Absolutely. This is but phase 1. Do. Sorry, I'm on Twitter now. Oh, listen to that. Isn't that juddering and sputtering? Stop it. It's when my Twitter window updates. Oh, you! Oh, yeah, I know exactly who that is. Yes, the green face I was trying to imagine like a sort of, you know, like a smiley face, like an emoticon face, but no, it's presumably your face, but green. Yes. And then there's Mr. Bellick saying, "Hey Dave, how much upload speed do you need to stream stuff on Twitch?" I've absolutely no idea. I'm going to say so. I'm reading you my Twitter feed now. That's no good. Oh, who's on? Oh, and there's Fuzzy Freaks over on Twitter as well. Right, let's knock that on the head now. I'm going to close Twitter down. Bum-de-bum-dum. There we go. That sounds working nice. I haven't been playing. This is not how we stream a game. We actually stream a game. We don't just have a phone conversation with a load of people. Ah, what am I doing? What am I doing? Aha! I'm waiting for the pig farm to be built. And this, hopefully, is a bakery. Look, there's a little baker! There's a little baker coming to work. Now, it is at this point, ladies and gents, after having stared at the settlers for a little while, that we're going to enjoy something that really is the heart and soul of the settlers. Because we're going to watch the baker do some bakering. He's coming back home after a long journey in the woods. And he is now going to bake some bread. Or will he? First we have to wait for him to be supplied with his supplies, and they will come from over here. That just got carted out of the windmill by Mr. Windmill chap over there. And look, you can see him. There he is. There's Mr. Windmill chap windmilling. Couldn't see him very well because I got my cursor in the way. Sorry about that. Someone there's given him some wheat, so he might do some windmilling again in a minute. And meanwhile, is this guy going to come and pick this up? Yep. There he goes. Yep. I have incidentally been going, yep, since I was 11 years old, thanks to this game. So if I've ever been talking to you and I've said, yep, then this is why. Okay, he goes over there. Boop-be-dee beep ba-doo boop ba boop. What sounds like I'm doing that in the background? You mean this? Nope, that's rhythmically throwing a juggling ball. Oops, I hit the mic with it. That's me throwing my little juggling ball about, which is something I've only just found my juggling. I'm going to put it away actually because I've got a big glass of rye beer. I only found my juggling ball again recently, but I used to sit there on my first PC throwing my juggling ball about because when I wasn't throwing my juggling ball about, my hands needed to be occupied. And as the saying goes, I can't remember the saying now, but it's to do with the devil making work for idle hands. And the other thing I used to do, can you guess what the other thing I as a teenager used to do while sitting at my PC when I wasn't throwing my juggling ball about? That's right! I used to drums! Dum-dee-doo, dum-dee-doo, dum-dum-dum-dum. Dum-dee-doo, dum-dee-doo, dum-dee-dum-dum. Dum-dee-doo, dum. My flipping microphone turned off! Is it working again now? Tell me if it's working. I'm going to keep staring at the chat until you tell me. And nothing else will take place. Go on. Okay, it's working. So, I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Yeah, I was drumming on the table, but the microphone's on a stand, not on the table. So, goodness knows. This noise, by the way, if that makes a noise, that's me trying to adjust my flipping pop guard. But it's old and it flops out of the way. There we go. Yeah, so the drumming on first the Amiga, and then later PC desks, because the Amiga, the Amiga was itself a keyboard. That was how they worked. And there was a big gap between the bottom, like the space bar, the lowest end of the keys, and the edge of the frame. So I used to drum on that. There was a nice little plastic bit that made a lovely little high-pitched snare sound. It was great. And my parents were always going, "Will you stop drumming on that thing? You're going to break it. It's a piece of equipment. It's delicate machinery. You're going to break it." And looking back, they were right, and that's exactly what I would say if I was my parent. But I didn't break it. But yeah, drumming along to game music is how I learned to drum Wipeout. There he goes, look, there he goes, look, there's a little bit of baking going on. There's a whole lot of baking going on. And if you are one of my YouTube viewers, then you will know that I have a video of me drumming Wipeout on a cardboard box, which led to a rather interesting and entertaining end to my wedding day. So if you want to see what happened on my wedding night, and how it connected back to what I used to do with my idle hands as a teenager, then do check out the video called My Increasingly Surreal Wedding Night, or Day, or whatever I called it, over on my YouTube channel. Anyway, where are we? Oh, here's Mr. PSB. Mr. PSBing as usual. Bum bum. Right, so now you are seeing what it is about the Settlers that made it so lovely. When you get into it, what you have is a bustling, and this isn't particularly bustling. The other one was. Let's have a look how bustling they are. Oh god, look how bustling they are now. They're really bustling. A bustling and sprawling land of people doing things and getting on with their jobs. And you can watch them all and see what they're getting up to, and you can see them doing their job and passing their goods on to one another. And that's lovely, and it's lovely to watch and beautiful. I don't know who this is. What's this guy going to be? Pig farmer, pig farmer. I bet he's a pig farmer. And there is a word for this. All of these people milling about on the screen. Allegedly, the game, even on the Amiga, could do like 1,000 different people. Little guys. Might even be more, I'm not sure. Bustling about. And so the word for this is Wusselfaktor, or bustle factor, which was a word invented by reviewers of the Settlers in Germany. This is a German game, and actually, I suppose it could have been a marketing thing. Maybe the people who made the game made it up. But bustle factor is still, as far as I'm aware, at least at last time I checked, which was around 2012, used to describe games. You know, it's one of the words that gaming has, like, you know, shoot 'em up and things like that. Bustle factor, Wussel factor, is one of the words they use to describe games like Lemmings, where there's millions of people or little things bustling about. Hey, little pig! There's little pig! Little pig! Little pig! By far the highlight. Look at him! By far the highlight of a game of Settlers is when you get your first little piglet. And there he is. In Settlers 2, you get pigs and piglets. Unfortunately, you can't get too excited because Settlers 2 is a higher resolution game than this, and so the piglets are about like that, and then the pigs are just sort of bigger, less cute looking ones of that. Yes. God, we must have been at this for ages. Where's my flipping wife? Where is she? I was only doing this while she was popping out to lock the shop up. In a minute. Dum, dum, dum. There we go. I've texted her to find out if everything's all right. Do. Bum 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 bum. Blip, 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 blip. Okay, back to the chat then. Do. That reminds me, Dave, do you have any moderators yet? No, I'm a free man. I genuinely don't know what that means. If you want to be one, then goodness sake, you're my most Twitch qualified one. Like, you're my most Twitch qualified friend, so of course you can be one. That doesn't go for the rest of you guys. Fuzzy is a Twitch person. What happened on your wedding night, and what your... Oh, yes, okay. That's just... You should go and see the video to see more of that. And then... Yes. Quite. I'm afraid you were beaten to the David Cameron satire PSP, unless that was also you. I can't remember now. Do, bum, bum, bum. Deep deepy deep deep boop deep boop. Bumps, bumps, bums, ba-dums, bums, 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 da-ba-doo, bums, 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 Right, Fuzzy Freaks is informing me that moderators are chat moderators, in other words, chat police. And what she means there is the people who deal with Mr. PSB. Sadly, we've got on these many years without such a thing. That's right, it was Wagyu. Bum dee bum bum. Yeah, that's a good point. You do have... Oh, can we look at the forester? Yes, we can. Where is he? Here he is! Here he is! He's just going home. But these look like little baby trees he's laid out. Yes, a good point, Fuzzy. I may need... Yeah, there are a lot of idiots. There are. But what's more, I've got like a lot of friends who... who I predict will at some point come over here from the IRC where I grew up, and may well say racisms in order to sort of, I don't know, make me nervous. So I may have to employ somebody to that'd be fun. Employing someone, not employing someone, I'm not paying anyone to do it, but having someone there to actually, or maybe I'll do it myself and I'll just kick out people I've known for decades. Because you can't have rudeness on here. You can have rudeness, but you can't have proper, like, racism rudeness. And as we know, the line on IRC there is a bit blurred. Bum 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 doodly dum doo. Yeah, PSP. You are friends who are idiots. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about that? Do 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 do. Oh, I feel bad. They're not idiots. Oh, it happened. He put a little one. He put a little tree, a little baby tree. And look, there's two kinds of baby tree. Just as there are two kinds of tree. Round tree and pointy trees. Round trees, pointy trees. From that sort of tree you get pine cones. From that sort of tree you get fruit pastels. No, you're very dear to me, Mr. PSB. Don't worry. Do dee doo doo diddle dee dee doo doo. Yeah, Phil, it can be scary at times, but also growing up in an IRC can make a man out of you. A small and crumpled man, a beaten down man, a man whose destiny is to be playing soothing games about sweet little villages while talking to strangers on the internet. Look at this chap here, mining away. Look, they're all doing their jobs. They're all bustle factoring about. Isn't that nice? Well, I'm afraid, pig, that there is another building I have to make. Can I make it around here? I can make it there. I kind of want to make it closer to the... Aha. Oops. For it is time to make... a butcher. There we go. Oh, dear. Fuzzy, I'm losing my voice already. How do people do it? Imagine talking all day. Oh. Jim's not here, you're safe. Yeah, well, quite. I think I'm alright there. I'm gonna scroll up a little bit and see what I've missed you saying, because I've just been sort of glancing. Yes, that. Oh, will you, Fuzzy? Fuzzy, surely you're busy. I mean, you've just spent 8 hours on the business end of this. You don't want to moderate someone else as well, surely? I mean, go ahead. Yeah, you are hereby appointed to do that. Well, obviously you're not, because I have to set it up, but... you know. and I don't know how to do that. But, surely you've got better things to be doing with your time. I feel as if I'm stealing your time away from you just by this existing for you to be here doing. But you're very welcome. I'm happy to have you. What was all very jolly and pleasant? Can't remember what I said that you might be responding to there. Jim's not here. Yes, Mr. PSB reminded me there that he, the first and last time that I actually met Mr. PSB, it was while me and Abby were walking around lost in the streets of Manchester, in some of the darker streets of Manchester, and more cobbled, around a sort of a, there was a sort of a, what must be an old factory district somewhere nearby that we've been walking around, completely lost and alone. And then from down what felt at the time like an alley, but was probably a wider street than that, came a voice saying, Dave Bulmer and Abby Ryder. And he was correct, and that was weird. But at the time, see, what I wish I could say that I was, you know, I would have a better story if I was alarmed and went, oh no, and ran away. But actually what happened was, I assumed that he was someone who followed me on Twitter or YouTube or something, and was like, oh dear, I'm going to have to deal with this. And so I was very nice for a few minutes, and I enlisted his help in trying to find the chocolate shop that we were lost trying to find. And then I said, so which one are you then? And it turns out he's someone I've known for a long time. And should have recognised his face, because his face was his avatar on Twitter. And as I was saying earlier today, that's how I recognise people. But you see, he games mastered it, but the other way around. He had a really big beard and chin and a little top of the head. So I didn't recognise him because he wasn't all warped and distorted. That's probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about your face, isn't it, Mr. BSB? It wasn't. It was less warped and distorted than I was expecting. Right, what else have we got? Growing up in IRC is a bit safer than growing up in Twitch chat. Yes, I imagine it is, because in IRC we still have some sense of like, no, okay, we have some held over idea of like when etiquette was a thing, when netiquette was a thing, and there were rules of how to speak to each other on the internet. And generally speaking, if you were a newbie who didn't follow those rules, oh look, there's two pigs now. Look, he's feeding them some grain. Then you would get kicked out. And you can kick people out of IRC, and you can kick people out of Twitch. But there's a lot of silly people on the internet, I don't know if you've noticed that. And on IRC we've whittled it down to just the silly people we like. Fuzzy, I've been doing this for 18 months. Have you? Gosh, that's a long game of Fallout. I thought, you know, honestly, I thought it was longer than 18 months. Oh, there's 3 little piggies now. That gives me some hope. 18 months is doable. I'll exist for another 18 months and want to play games sometimes. I'm not doing your kind of schedule. I'm not doing 8 hours of Fallout. I don't know how often you've done that, but like, you did 8 hours today, and that's off the cards for me. Because I'm losing my voice after how long this has been. 2 hours? I don't know. Okay, what else we got? Dave, it's been so long between bookshelf episodes, I think I'm going to have to read the first 3 chapters of Way of Kings again. God, I know. Look, every time I'm nearly ready to do a bookshelf video. I'm editing one at the moment, another Discworld one. But every time, something happens. Last time I had a convention I had to do a live show at. After that, I had to record songs for the next, what turned out to be about 2 months. I only made about half an hour's worth of songs out of that, but I've got some songs now. I can start making some new videos, so that's good. And I had to do that on a schedule because some people were waiting. And then, now I've got to go to another convention. I'm at Thought Bubble on Saturday and Sunday. That's a convention in Leeds. Do you Leeds? Well, I do on Saturday. I'm selling comics and things there. And songs, I suppose, although I haven't got a CD printed or anything, but just suppose if anyone wants any songs, then I'll email them to them. Yeah, tell you what, why not? I'll talk about that. I've recorded now, like, what might be the final version, and if not, is a passably good preview version. That's doing it down. It's a good preview version. It's a perfectly good... I have recorded what is good enough to maybe become the final version, if I'm not a silly fool and find even more to fiddle with, which I usually do, of the theme from the Dark World, extended version, the version I do live. Oh, I'll tell you what, no, thinking about it, there's definitely going to be a slight fiddle to the theme from the Dark World. But anyway, The Sonic 2 song that I do live, my version of the end music from Sonic 2, I've now got a full, like, quote-unquote studio recording of that. It's actually a living room recording, but you know what I mean. And various other things, so I might sell a little bundle of, like, a sort of a Demon Tomato Dave preview EP, if you like, at Thought Bubble, as an exclusive. So there you are. 4 pigs! That's almost a bay! Right, what else is going on in the chat? Still not watched the newest episode, intend to after I catch back up. Alright, there we go, fair enough, so you've got another one to watch. The Northern Quarter, was that where we were? Were we in the Northern Quarter? If we were in the Northern Quarter, we'd cycled round, because we'd got completely lost by that time. The Northern Quarter was where we wanted to be, that was where the chocolate shop was. But we ended up somewhere dark and sinister. Oh, do you mean what I was referring to as an old factory district is the Northern Quarter, is it? Well, I was in an abandoned bit. There was nothing trendy about that bit. Oh, here we go! Look, here's a pig getting taken to the slaughter. Have I got a slaughter? No, that's going to be the slaughter over there, so I don't know what. He's probably just going back to the castle with that. Oh well. I got cussed by Dave. Oh, you didn't. You didn't really. 6 and 8 hours a day, full-time job! Flippin' heck, fuzzy freaks. That's crazy. Flippin' heck. I'm not doing this as a full-time job. Because people would yell at me that I wasn't making book videos. Right. New Discworld video, yep. Weird Sisters and Pyramids, all in one. That's coming. I've got to find time to edit it now. He says, sitting down, not even playing a game, but just staring at it. There's going to be more. Okay, this guy needs to build his house. I'm going to the toilet again. See you in a mo. Diddle-diddle-doo, see you in a mo! Hello! Okay, so, what was I going to say then? It's gone. Oh no, I know. Spanky Works has, gone to work. Imagine that. He's superior to me. If I had the option of going to work, then I wouldn't be doing this. Think of all of the better things I could be doing with my time than this. I could be being a fireman, or a surgeon, or... I mean, I couldn't. I couldn't do either of those things. Because I'm weak and lily-livered. Oh, look, by the way, here's a pig. Look, stacked up around the flag. This is the sort of thing I loved about the Settlers. Getting all this stuff stacked up. Gotta say, don't remember these. Don't know what these are. I don't know what they are. He's just chilling in his boat now. He just gets to stay there, basically. I'm going to have to stop doing this soon because my voice is going. But I want to see a butcher. Come on. Come on, you. I've got most of the food things. I've got a windmill for wheat, and a baker for bread, and a knight for whatever. But I want a butcher, because I want to see him killing those sweet, lovely little pigs that I love so much. Right, no, let's mount an aggressive expansion campaign, shall we? Let's get bigger, because they're enormous. Look at them, they're huge. Let's spread across the mountains, or through them. Wait, I won't be trapped if I go through, no. Let's go! Where is my house? Who is my house? There it is. Okay, so if I can put a little hut there, then it'll spread me through there and I can carry on building. Yep. Oh, I thought I started building a road, but I hadn't. There we go. What else have we got going on? We've got gold mine there, coal mine. How are we off for stone? Millions, no problem there. So what's the other thing we need from mountains? Iron. Now, I don't know what's going on in this mountain. I've not put enough flags up to find out, so let's have a flag. Here we go, look, I'm actually playing the game now. There we go. Basically, even though you're all there, it hasn't really quite occurred to me that anyone's watching me do this. So I haven't been taking it very seriously. But let's play a game. Let's see if I can play a game while talking to you. I think that's probably unlikely. I think I'm probably gonna only be able to do one or the other at a time. But let's see. That was an example. But let's find out. I'm making a little flag. That was an interesting way around of finding a flag, wasn't it? Is there anywhere... No. Oh, look, there's a big load of space there. I can do all sorts. Let's use it. Because one of the joys of the Settlers was expanding out into a great big new green area. And I've got one here. It hasn't got any castles in it. It's a bit too... Oh, there's one. A bit too upside down. So let's find... What can we... What haven't we got that we don't need a whole little infrastructure of? Now, yes. If I find any iron, then I can start making swords and shields and tools and things. But I haven't really got any at the moment. Oh, I should put a storehouse. No, I'll leave that castle free. So that if I find any iron around here, which would be useful, then we can do that. Okay, so... Geologist. Yep. Okay, let's find out what is in the chat that the chaps have said to me in the last few minutes. Lol, and ha, and lol. The IRC is just a support group for weird-faced people. He is right, and that's why you should not use IRC. And that's it. That's it. Nobody's talking to me anymore. Right, well, oh gosh, there's 27 people watching this now! What? Who are you? Hello! Do you like the little people? Here they are. I like them, and I wanted to introduce you to them, and it looks like I have. but not very well. I'm not really playing the game properly. This is just clicking about. Look, there's millions of pigs in there now. I'm just sort of clicking about. But it is a slow game. I mean, if I wanted to actually, like, aggressively play it, I can't really because they're not building the buildings very fast. But there are other aspects to this game than just that. And, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what they are because I never read the manual. Only that page that told you what the buildings were in the magazine that the demo I had came with. I had the full game as soon as possible after that Christmas. Because I was 11. You didn't just go out and buy games in those days. And, so I don't really know what some of this is. So, for example, what's this? See this? What's that? Don't know. Bet it's useful. And I bet I could speed up my economy and make my game playing work better if I knew what it was. Let's try and figure it out, shall we? So, I've got all ticked at the moment. It's obviously some kind of like... Look, red is better than me. I'm the blue team. They're the red team. They're doing better than me. Although not much better considering that I've not really even been playing the game. But these would appear to be filters. So what can we look at? We can look at blobs of colour. Blobs of colour. My blobs of colour are less than reds. I think what that means, if I just close this, I think that means this. Your reach, your spread. Okay. Yes, I'll click your wibble in a moment. Don't you worry about that. What else? So that's telling me what my expansion's been like, I guess. Or like what my size is. House. I can look at house over the space of half an hour's. Oh gosh, half an hour? What about... Oh. Oh, okay, so... No, don't understand it. Oh, is this how many hours ago? So it's like, because I've only been playing it for that long, it's like, since 37.5 hours ago... No, it's got to be minutes, hasn't it? No, 50 hours. But I've not been playing it that long, so there's suddenly a leap upwards when I started playing the game. And then a leap downwards as I stopped minding what was happening in the game. Okay, and then swords, what does that mean? Like, how many knights have you got and stuff? Wait, I've got more? What? Alright. And then what does this mean? Oh! There's me. There's whoever this Amazonian is that I'm fighting against. And then here are the closed door people, because there aren't anyone there. Oh, so that's just letting me know who everyone is, I guess. I just can't really see any reason to know that. What's this? Ah, this looks like production rates for things. But how to filter it, I'm not quite sure. If I click that... Didn't do anything. Click that. Oh. Oh, that's saying I'm not manufacturing any planks at all, is it? Yeah, it is. Have I not made myself a sawmill? I've not made myself a sawmill. Oh, Mike, I'm so sorry. First the forester and now this. Tree planter. Right. Does that mean I'm running out of planks then? I bet I am, and that's probably why those other things aren't getting built. No, I've got millions of planks because I started off with loads of everything. Although, I've got no gold. Why not? I'm actively mining. Oh, okay, you don't make coins in this. I'd forgotten. You mine gold ore, and then you make gold. And that is what night's like. So I'm guessing this is probably gold ore. Yeah, there we go, that makes sense, that's gold ore. So we need a gold foundry, as well as a... We don't really need a plank-makey place. Look at all these pigs! And, oh, by the way, guys, in a minute, my wife's going to get home, she was waiting for a bus before. And when she gets home, I'm going to do things with her instead of this. Instead of you. She's more important than you. So, I'm going to show you the best way of quitting a game of Settlers. And it's ace. You're going to really like it. So... Where should I put my gold foundry? It doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't have to be over there. It can be anywhere. Right. I'm running out of space. So, over here I'll put a knight's hut. I'll do a bit of expanding. Not that that's... You know, it's going to take ages because... I'm trying to do that over there and it isn't working in time. But there's a knight's hut. Any castles around here? You know, it's quite good to have the gold foundry near the... Yeah, there we go. Put it there. Because that's near where I'm mining things. Oh! Have I got any iron? That's what I need. I need iron. No, I didn't. No, I don't. I need coal, and I've got coal. So, gold foundry, because I've got enough resources. If I was playing this from the ground up, I would need coal to run the fires in the gold foundry. But as it is... Shush. As it is, I'm alright. But while we're here, let's have a little coal mine. Can't remember if I've already got a coal mine or not. So, take a shortcut. Dum-de-dum-dum. Dum-de-dum-dum, diddle-dee-dum-de-dum-dum. Doo-be-dum-dee. I shall disengage my mouse from the game there and go over to see what you're saying over here. Yes, Fuzzy reminded me to mute the mic when I went for a wee. Luckily, I had already done that. Because that would be a disaster! You'd hear me weeing! It would be like, Police Squad. But you wouldn't, because I wee about... Or, no, if I was weeing just a foot away from the microphone, then you'd hear me. But I wee at least 3 feet away from the microphone. Because otherwise, there'd be no honour in hitting it. What else have we got? Sawmill was last map. Oh, that's right, yeah. I forgot. Fuzz Freaks. These days, my kid, and I'm just going to read that to myself because I don't feel comfortable about reading it out loud about other people's children. That's cool, but I can't remember what you were replying to. You get early access codes already? What the hell? You said you're going to be doing it 18 months? Oh, mind you do it all the time, and are good at it, and everybody likes you, so yeah, fair, that makes sense. Drop a nuke? No, that's not what I'm going to do, but it's similar. It's similar to what I'm going to do. What else do we have? Ah! Oh! Here she is! Here she is! It's working! Come and say hello to them. No! No. Here she is!
Hello!
No, you've got to go a bit closer.
Oh. Hello! I'm finally home.
Yes.
I'm in a bad mood there.
Yes, she literally just went to lock up a shop that there was nobody else with keys at. And that was what, 2 hours ago? 3 hours ago? How long have we been doing this? Does anyone have a record of how long this has been on for? It says stream configuration quality excellent, last checked 2 hours ago. Dave hits the power. I wasn't playing Settlers again, honest. What were you saying just then? Really? Getting a bus out of town is really difficult these days. Yeah, oh, Fuzzy, I didn't mean to imply you didn't work very hard to get those codes. It's just that it seems like 18 months is a short amount of time to be a celebrity who gets special things. What's this? 1 hour passed since the last saving, and I remember there's been at least 2 half-hour ones. So we're looking at least, what? Probably 2.5 hours. Stone, boring. Coal. Oh, terribly. I'm really not playing the game properly. I've mostly just been chatting. Ah, here we go. We've started our expansion this way. I know I'm supposed to play the game a bit. Right, look, we're heading towards the enemy now, so I'm soon going to have bigger knights' huts. But we'll do that another time. Okay, I don't know if you could hear that, but Abby's going to perform some crashes and bangs for our delectation. Is that a word, delectation? I'm not sure if it is or not. Fuzzy Freaks has the Back to the plugin. Gives stream uptime. Right, that's quite a good idea. Everybody saying hello to you, Abby. Hello. Everyone being Fuzzy and Phil Wall. And that's it. 2 hours and 13 minutes apparently I've been on. Flipping heck. Oh! Well, but hang on, there's dissension in the ranks because Wagyu says I linked it on IRC 3 hours 10 minutes ago. Which was about when I started. So, oh no, 2 hours 10 minutes because he was looking at time difference thing. Oh! I'm sorry everybody. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. I'm just singing you a song to placate you. Right, so look at all the pigs! There! Look, he's being butchered now. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. And there was a little one peeking out of the window. And in fact, in the intro, as this game has an elaborate, for the time, animated intro, spread across 2 discs. It was amazing. And perhaps I'll pop it on in a minute. That'll be nice. That'll be how we finish off the stream. Yeah, it really pulled out all of the stops. But in it, there's a bit where you're walking past the night guy that I am is walking past someone's hut, and this guy, and he sees a little face pop up in the window and go, "Ooh!" And I've never quite been able to figure out if that person is supposed to be a human or not. And as I was watching it while I was loading this up, I was like, why did I think that might not be a human? What else is it going to be? And I must have been thinking of the fact that you see something pop up in the window there that's probably a pig. Right. I think I'm knocking it on the head now. My voice is going. And so, it is time for the grand finale, which is what you do at the end of any given Game of the Settlers. So first of all, I'm going to save state. Because, you know, I might want this level back. Save state. Settling. Okay, there we go. And now what we do is this. We get our camera on a bit that's got a lot of people in it. We select the night hut. Now remember that the night huts are how we expand our territory. You build a night hut, you put a knight in it, and our territory gets bigger. So what happens if you set fire to a knight's hut? You start to lose all your territory. Now it divides up into little lands and areas, but as you burn the buildings, everybody starts coming out of the buildings and heading back to base. So what we do is we burn down every single one. We reduce our entire town to smoking ruins. And what we end up with then... I need to slow down my mouse again. What we end up with then is the real meaning of Wusselfactor. Because all these little settlers become homeless!
That's horrible.
That's right.
What are you doing?
And they all come swarming in. Keep pressing the wrong thing. I'm wandering around aimlessly. Look, here's a homeless knight. That's weird, isn't it? You never see a knight that's homeless, do you? In full regalia. Burn that down. Burn that down. Cut that road off. There's another knight. And now this is all well and good, but usually I would have been playing this for days on end. Oh, we had a special knight! Look, we had a plume knight. They're the best kind of knight. Get out from behind that tree, plume knight. Get out of there. There he is. Oh, come on, turn around. You've got a really cool head. Is that one? No, that's a... Well, alright, that's plumage as well, but that's not the kind of plumage I'm talking about. This is real plumage. Floppy feathers. Meet fuzzy freaks. There he is, look at him. I used to draw him in my little sketch pads. I'm going to find my old sketch pads with my little drawings of settlers in and show you them. Oh, there they go. Everyone's just dying. They're aimless. There's going to be no food. They're going to start eating the wheat off the ground. This guy, he's just going to let himself sink in his boat. And everything's going to be terrible for them. And now, having seen how a civilization dies, let's watch how it begins. And to do this, I have to find where I've put the intro. So, oopsie daisy. Something big and important looking fell off a chair. Is this doing anything to you? I'm arrowing my way out of there. Don't know if you can see what that if that's doing anything to you folks at home. Okay, so if I go in here... if I go where? Where have I put it? Where have I put it? Dum dee dum dee dee dum dee dee dum dee 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 dum dee doo dum dee doo. That's disc 2. That's disc 2. Dee doo doo dee doo 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 dee doo doo dee doo doo. Where have I put it? Is this where I have put it? Yes, I think it is. Ooh, Seymour Goes to Hollywood. Ha! Now you can have that on the Amiga. I'm looking through my my old discs, you understand. As if I don't have this. As if I don't legally have this. I do. I very much do. Let's see if this does it. You're about to see what was at the time flipping amazing. Ready? Ready? Where's my mouse? There it is. Wagyu says he must be famished with only knobs to gobble to tide him over till dinner time. No, Wagyu, I was starting to say earlier, I don't even have any knobs to gobble. I've run out of hobnobs, and I've decided not to replenish my supply because, you know, a man should only eat so many hobnobs in his life. But here we go. Look how pretty this is. There I am. Do do dee do dee do. There's a little rabbit boinging around. Look. Do 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 do. Dee do do dee do. Dee do dee do dee do. Dee do 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 be do be. I'm a knight. I'm walking through the settler place. There I go, walking up this hill, and look at it. It's really nice. My resolution is gradually diminishing, which implies they have some kind of sprite shrinking technology. Or maybe they just made a million little sprites, a little anim brush for every bit. I bet they didn't really do that. It's a lot more likely that they used technology to shrink the sprite. Ta-ba-doom, ta-boom, ta-ba-doom. They probably did that. Or maybe they didn't, I don't know. Aero tends not to play nice with obs. Oh, gosh. Right. It was alright, though. It worked, didn't it? Here we are in the settler land. Here's some little children running about. Doopy-doopy-doop, doopy-doo. They've got sticks they're going to hit things with. And they've got a little dog. You don't get dogs in the game. Doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. And then the disc loads for a while. Dee-doo, doo-dee-doo. This is all loading off floppy, remember? And here comes the knight, and... Oh! There he is! Now, it doesn't look like a pig, but it also doesn't look like a human. So, don't know. But he got a bop on the head, whatever he was. Look at me! Look at his little eyes! Bulging out the front of a suit of armour. This is why, by the way, I am dead set against any settlers that is, like, serious looking. Okay, hang on. Gotta find the next disc now. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-doo-dee-doo. I had this installed on a hard drive, so I never had to insert any discs, and it ran a lot faster with less long gaps. Load, load, load. A load, load, load. A load, load, load. Doop, doopy, 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 load, load, load. Oh, look at this chap here. They got some high-res settler there. He looks a bit CG, doesn't he? But I don't know. Dee-doo, dee-doo. I mean, obviously, even if he was, he's a Donkey Kong Country style flattened sprite thereof. But maybe that was just how people, because people did kind of paint sprite art in that style in those days, and I have no idea how they did it. Whether there was any tools involved that painted large areas, or whether they were honestly pixel by pixel shading in those pictures. And that's why I was not involved in the demo scene, although I made a few mods in my day. Not mods of the way we talk about them now, I mean mods like you're listening to at the moment. Music modules in ProTracker. Doop doopy 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 doop doopy doo 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 do dee doo. Bum ching ba-dum. Now, there's been nothing in this intro. Oh, now watch this. The little guy has a little chat with him or sort of nods him in or something. There he goes. It's nice, isn't it? Even though he's the king. And then that's that. The Settlers. Blue Byte 1993. One of my favourite years for games. Lemmings 2. Sonic 3. The Settlers. Beneath the Steel Sky, I think. Syndicate, maybe? Anyway, they were all around that time. It was an amazing time for games. Doopy doopy doody doo, doopy doopy doo, doody doo doo doo. And then it's not quite over yet. There's a little bit more. Doody doo, doo doo doo, doo 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 doo, doo doopy 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 doo, doopy doo, a doo doo doo, dee doo. Entertaining, isn't it? Me just doopy doing while we look at nothing. Oh, I hadn't pressed the button. I mean, I had, but not in a way that satisfied it. Do doopy 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 doop. Because now we've had that lovely intro in which there was nothing about building a village. You know, I'd have thought that what you'd do is you'd have an intro that was about little houses appearing on a map, and that could have actually been easier to run. You know, you'd have a map and then just still images of houses popping up. But anyway, we've had that. It was a lovely little cartoon. I remember I got my family to crowd round the Amiga on Christmas morning to watch the intro to The Settlers. Because I knew that it was across 2 floppies. And that was... I don't think there was any other intro to any other game that was on 2 floppies that I was aware of. No, not 3 discs just for the intro, Phil. 2 discs for the intro, and this is the real disc now. This is the... Everything burned down yet? No, my lord. There, look at that! Lovely title screen. Isn't that... There you go. Isn't that a lovely representation of what you just saw? Oh, fine. I've got to insert another disc now. Well, I've already inserted this one. There it is again. And that covers up the lovely title screen that we were looking at a moment ago, which was just a beautiful illustration of the Settlers, because it's... You know, despite being at a different angle, it's still sort of at the same resolution. I mean, most of it's covered up, but you can see the windmill guy there, and he's more or less at the same resolution that he looked like he was in the real game. And so, it's almost like moving the camera in the programming and idea. Volker Vertic. These are the guys. One guy programmed it. One guy made the graphics. One guy made the music, another guy made the sound effect and intro, outro music. These guys are amazing. It's a very small team over there in Germany, and the series is quite important to them in Germany. They've had more... This annoys me, by the way. They've had more Settlers games than we have. There are untranslated Settlers games. Now, as you've seen, I could probably play the untranslated ones without ever having to read a word, but it still rankles, you know? And later they get more involved, and you do need the translations. Now, luckily, the main one that I'm thinking of that wasn't translated was a sort of a semi-sequel stroke expansion pack, standalone expansion pack for the Settlers Anniversary. And the Settlers Anniversary, if you want to play some Settlers, if you've been enjoying this and you want to have a go yourself, Settlers Anniversary is the game you want. It's over on GOG. It's been cheap on GOG for the last few days, but it's probably back to normal price now. Let me check. Because it was a sale and it was like in the daily thing. Here I am on GOG. Settlers. There's a load of Settlers games on GOG. Oh, alright, yeah, it's back to full price, but that price is £6.50. And basically it's a remake. It's a quote-unquote modern remake. I think it was made in 2010, but or even earlier, but it's still, you know, it's fine. It's modern-esque. It's more modern than that was, anyway, and you can run it. Remake of this game. It purports to be a remake of Settlers 2, but that's mainly just because Settlers 2 was the more popular of the games. So it feels like playing this, and it kind of looks like playing this, although they've gone with a Roman rather than a medieval European thing, and I prefer the medieval look with the stone castles, but yeah, whatever, they're Romans in it. But it's the same game, it's the same sort of thing. More houses than you just saw, more little guys that you can have, and just a jolly lovely time all round. So if you liked this game, pop over to GOG and pick up Settlers. I think it's called Settlers 2 Anniversary Edition. Settlers 2 10th Anniversary. But as you will see from watching the attached video and looking at the attached screenshots, it's basically what you just saw, but in a kind of a modern sense. And that's what there was a version, an expansion for that, which came out in Germany and not here, and it had Vikings in it. And that's annoying. I'd love to have that. I probably can have that, but just, have to put up with it being in German. And then after that, they've got a bit more story-based. Settlers 6, which actually I think came out just before that. No, just after. Was almost all story-esque, and I mean that in a good way. I liked it. I really loved Settlers 6, mainly because the music was so beautiful. And then Settlers 7 was an interesting mix of the two. It was back to being a strategy game, and a very involved one, and the sort that would, if you're still there, Cara, would really stress you out. It's still lovely, and they really placate you by having loads of loveliness everywhere, but it's quite a stressful, fast-paced strategy version of what you just saw. So if that sounds good, go and try Settlers 7. And if you wanted something calm and not story-driven exactly, but like people talking to you, advisors, and little guys on horseback running off to do missions, then that's Settlers Rise of an Empire, which is the 6th game. All of which I'm going to be playing at some point for you. And essentially, I think I'll use all of this. It'll all go towards putting together YouTube videos where I review the games properly. And, oh goodness, I'm out of breath and I'm dizzy. As well as having lost my voice. This is quite an effort. And I didn't even really play the game. Flipping heck. Let's see what else is... Oh dear. What else has gone on over in the chat? 2 people did the manual and you never even read it. No, that's true. Although I did take it into school because I suddenly happened to start being very good at geography lessons. I was doing very well in my geography class after I started playing the Settlers. And there was Mrs. Whiting, the geography teacher, talking to me about, having to mine for iron ore and how that allowed people to then smelt iron. And meanwhile, once they learned how to farm wheat, that led them to be able to make bread. And I'm like, yep, I know this. And I brought my manual into school to show the geography teacher, and she was genuinely impressed that such a thing could be translated not only into a game, but not just a game that was educational and the sort that they would make you play at school for a few minutes and we'd all hate it and then go home. But the kind of game that one of her students was apparently obsessed with and was spreading like a little fire among those on his table. My friends started getting copies of the Settlers not long after this. So there we go, the Settlers. Probably not the last time I'm going to be streaming it. I'll probably play it next as well, because I need better footage for my YouTube video. Oh gosh, well there we go. What else is going on? There's... Hey! Is that Ben? Oh, I shouldn't say people's real names. I won't say who's Ben. And there's Lee Benningfield, and there's Fuzzy Freaks, and everyone's having a lovely time, and I'm shutting this down, I'm afraid. So, that's that. I'm going. We're all going. Goodbye. Oh, I'm genuinely... Have you ever exerted so much energy that your face tingles? That is happening. Abby's trying to suppress giggles over there. Honestly, my face is buzzing, and my breath is gone, and I'm wheezy, and I'm slightly dizzy. Ingo, frick, I better shut this down. Goodbye, everybody. I don't know how. I'm stuck forever. I do know how. I go over to this. Yes, I have, Dave. What have you? Oh, exerted so much energy, your face is tingled. On streaming? I'm talking to Fuzzy now. I'm having a private conversation people watching the video won't know about. Unless, does it play back the chat log when people watch it back? Goodbye, and don't worry about using my real name! Yeah, sorry about that. Dee 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 dee. Bum bum. Dee dee dee. And Fuzzy Freak says, yep! To what? That it shows the chat when you play it back? Well, that's good then, isn't it? Because I can't remember why. Bye! Hang on a minute. Hang on. Bye!